It's magic, Sharon. I don't know what you do. It's magic. Just
Faye, you had an amazing and completely unexpected result from working with me. What happened?
okay. So our first meeting, you started to tell me that you saw something in me, that you knew that you had felt like you made a discovery like Oprah made about somebody that I'd never even heard of. And after that, I got contacted by someone who would have I never expect looking for love in all the wrong places. You know what I mean? But this person was very nice and very interested in me and what I'm doing and my life. And first I thought, oh, I know what this is. He's interested in my business because he's going to want something from me. Because that's the way we believe. Everybody that's interested in you wants something from you in this
Mhm.
world where we live. And after 64 years, that is the world I live in. But he doesn't want anything from me except me. And the more I showed him, the more he saw me, the more my actual perception of myself changed in the mirror because I wasn't looking through my eyes anymore. When we look in the mirror, we see our flaws. Our inner critic is so brutal. But when we look through someone else's eyes, see, I started looking at me through your eyes. And then he saw what you saw. And then I started looking at him through my eyes. And in the meeting we went to this week, you heard everybody. Faye, what happened to you? Sharon happened to me, and then something else happened to me. And I don't know where it's going to go, but it feels really good to have somebody like see me, really see me, so that I can really see me. We don't see ourselves, Sharon, until somebody else does. And then all of a sudden, the big reveal. Here I am. World, look up.
I did not know that that was going to happen.
And
Here we
either,
are focusing on prosperity, and
yeah, we were like
and you
prosperity,
manifested
prosperity.
love, like
And I
that.
manifested love. What the hell? Excuse my language. It was
Oh,
like,
God.
what just happened? How did this happen?
So
How did
you
this happen, Sharon?
so you said that that meeting with me, that the work that we've been doing, the consulting, has been boosting your confidence, or what do you think caused all that?
It's not just confidence. He said
Mm.
it's radiance. You gave me
Mm.
radiance.
Yeah,
You gave me
that's
radiance,
it.
Sharon.
And what?
You gave me radiance. That's what people get. Like women get that when they're pregnant, they get that radiance and everybody wants to touch them. You gave me radiance. Sharon, do you know how powerful that is?
Yeah. Yeah, you're starting to glow.
I
And now
know.
everybody
I
wants
can
to be
feel it.
connected to that.
I can
Yeah.
actually feel the electricity in the air. I can feel it when I start to speak. I can see it in my eyes. He asked me what's changed, what's different in my eyes. And he said, "What do you see there?" And I said, "Mirth," because I see my history and I see the way I looked at the world and how everything looked like everybody wants something from you and they will drain you like a vampire. And I looked back now and I look at it and I laugh at the girl I used to be. I think she's hilarious. I see mirth in my eyes. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, you didn't even know, did you? Like, who? You didn't even know who you were when you were being that girl. You didn't even know who you were. You didn't know how repelling that was. You didn't know that the reason everybody just wanted something from you is because that's what you thought they wanted. And so that's all they could want because that's all you had to give is whatever they wanted.
Ah, wow. And now you're turning into this magnet for all the manifestations you want.
Oh my God. Can I tell you a funny story?
Sure.
A guy walked up to me and I had, you know, he asked me for something and I gave it to him. And he's a homeless guy. And he walked away I swear. He walked away to the end of the road, and then I heard noise. He came back and he handed me 55 cents. He said, "That was so kind of you." He came
Hmm.
all the way back. Now, 55 cents isn't a lot of money to me, but it was the world to him. And I
Yeah.
said, "I can't take your money." And he said, "You gave me something with no pay, and that's not right. You were just being nice, and I'm being nice back." And I
Oh,
thought, what the heck just happened? Somebody just walked randomly left, like he was leaving. He was gone, gone. It was like
yeah.
maybe 7 minutes later that he came back to give me the 55 cents. I wonder if he went and begged for the 55 cents just to have something to give me. I don't know. And I didn't want to take
Wow.
it, but he wouldn't take no for an answer.
Wow. So this is like the universe sending
Mm,
you messages that
saying
now
you're
you get
worth something.
to leave.
You are
Worth
worthy of
something.
recompense. You're worthy of recompense. This is the universe saying you are worthy of recompense just for
Yes.
being who you are.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is one of my deepest beliefs. We all deserve plenty to do our great life purpose. We all deserve plenty to live, to love, to thrive, to feed ourselves, to have wonderful homes, and to be happy, healthy, and safe. We all deserve plenty, all of us, just for being ourselves. I love it. Wow. And what did you say that people are noticing a difference in you?
Oh, my roommate actually, he said he used to be afraid to ask me for a ride to the grocery store because he said I always looked like I was an automatic no. Like no matter what you asked me, the answer was going to be no. And I was like, "What? I am like the most giving person you ever met."
Hmm.
And he said, "But that's not what you looked like." He said, "I've been trying to figure out what happened to you. You've changed." He said, "This is a person I'm not afraid to approach." And he's been my roommate since 2022.
4 years. He's been your
Yeah.
roommate for 4 years, and now he's noticing a change in you. And this is after we started working together?
Oh yeah, he said I look younger. He's trying to help me prepare for my next part of my life. He's a coach, and so he's getting my helping me get my body in shape and stuff. He said, "Where you're going, you're going to need to be fit. We need to fix this. We need to work on you now."
Wow.
And he's always been a coach,
But now,
but
so now
um,
he's giving you this. Is he
yeah.
donating it, or are you doing a trade, or what's happening?
Well, he wants it to be before and after, and that's it. It's
Okay.
it's a it's an I get to change, and he gets um somebody to say this is what you can do in 6 weeks. This is what you can do in 12.
Right. Wow. Oh my God, invite him to the program.
I
That's
should.
awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. So, and all of this just happened in the past since we started working together?
Yes. None of this happened. Okay, so nothing. I It's magic, Sharon. I don't know what you do. It's magic. Just you know what it was? It was my 5 words. You asked me for 5 words for the LGBTQ community.
Hmm.
And my 5 words were true love knows no gender.
Mm.
And because I sent that out into the universe, because this is how I feel. And I said, this is how I think every single person on the planet should feel towards each other. No gender bias. Love knows no gender. And because of that, the universe decided that I was finally ready to be loved.
Wow. Getting tingles down my spine again. You're awesome. I'm so grateful for this video.
Stop it. You're awesome. You're the one that did all this.
Thank you. Oh my God. And yeah, and so did you say in the networking meetings, did you get some feedback or
In
is
the
everything good?
networking
Yeah.
meetings, yeah, they were like in the chat, they were like, Faye, what happened to you? Faye, you let your hair down. Faye, you look so good today. Faye, what's going on in your life? Faye, we hooked up in November and you never said anything back. What's going on? What's changed? And I'm like, everything's changed. And let's talk more. And I'm like,
That's
wow. Even the organizer recognized it, pointed it out when I was on screen. Faye, you look good today.
seriously?
Yeah, when I
David or
first got
Mike
into
or
the meeting, she said,
which organizer? Or
Jane,
oh,
Jane,
Jane did. Oh, okay, Jane. Yeah.
yeah, because you have a before of me because we did a video before. You
Yes, I am a Canadian in Costa Rica, living the dream. So we've got a couple of other more people that are supposed to join us. So why don't we start with, I was just going to pause the recording for a second so I can capture. Faye, do you want to tell Sally in a nutshell what you just told me? Because that was so cool.
oh
Welcome,
yeah,
Sally. Faye's
hi
been
Sally.
raving about
Well,
the work we've been doing. So I want to yeah, tell her what just happened. It's so cool.
so Sally, I am 64 and I haven't been in a relationship for 20 years.
And then she
And
started working with me, and this is what's
I wasn't
happening.
looking for a relationship. I was looking for speaking. And when I got on with Sharon, the connection was just immediate. And she looked at me and she saw something in me that I'd never seen in myself. And she said she felt like she made a discovery like Oprah did of some woman whose name I still do not know. But anyway, I was really excited about that. And it made me start
Excellent.
trying to see what did she see. I mean, I actually started looking in the mirror again because I don't. And
Or you
then
didn't.
somebody started paying attention to me that was very unexpected, but he was in business and I'm in business, so I thought he was in business interest paying attention to me. But then he started saying, oh, I love that about you. Oh, I love that about you. And I thought that's just how he talks, right? That's how some people talk. And then I started thinking, what does he want? Why is he being so nice to me? What the heck is going on? And then I found out that he didn't see me the way I see me. See, when we look in the mirror, we see our flaws. We're our own biggest critic. We see every line, every crevice, everything. We see a cracked tooth or whatever, the scar on my nose. But somebody who loves you doesn't see what you see. Not even the people who don't love you, they don't see what you see. The whole world sees you in a completely different way than you do. But when somebody really sees you, like Sharon saw my soul, once she saw my soul became exposed. And then he saw my soul. And he says once you see it, you can't unsee it. Um, I started looking at me through eyes of love. I have love for everybody else, but I didn't have this love for me. So this is oh Sharon, I didn't tell you this part. Don't be mad that it's not on the recording. I had to send a picture. So I took a picture with my camera. I got my hair just perfect and the dress just perfect and everything's perfect. And I did it outside. I did it in the bathroom. I did every single background you could possibly. And I didn't look the same as I did in the mirror. And I was angry. How can I look different in the mirror? It's not, you know. So I had to take the camera. I had to get the right angle to take the picture of me in the mirror and compare the two. And no, I look different in the mirror than I do on camera. And it's because when you're looking at a camera, you're looking at a camera. You can't look at the eyes of love at a lens. You look through the eyes of love into other eyes filled with love. And so when I took the picture of myself in the mirror, that's what I look like to everybody else. But the picture of me looking at a camera lens, I'm like, who is that? That's not me because I'm not looking at a person that I love. I'm looking at a piece of, you know, technology and it
When you think
shows.
about that's Faye, that's fantastic to figure out that you love yourself because I think people are so mean to them. the things you say to yourself that are so negative and everything.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What was your confidence level like on a scale of 1 to 100? What was your confidence before we started working together?
oh, before we started working together, I figured it'd be about a year, maybe 18 months before I could get my first speaking gig because I knew I had so much work to do. I needed to get my teeth fixed. I needed to get my hair done. I needed, I had so much stuff I was going to do. It's going to cost me a lot of money. Let me tell you that. You saved me, just the teeth alone is like $15,000 worth of work. You saved me so much money, Sharon, because you know what? Nobody cares about my teeth are. They don't care how I chew. They don't care if I'm missing this one back here because they can't see it when I smile. Anyway, I'm the only one that cares about these things. And I stopped caring about those things. And yes, I'm still going to get a trim, but I'm not going to go to a salon and try to get a home makeover and stuff. I thought I needed all that. I'm like calculating all the things I need before I can step onto a stage. You want to know where the confidence level was?
Yeah.
Call some plastic surgeons. That's where the confidence level was, but not
So what's
anymore.
the number like out of 100? What was it before and what is it
I
now?
would say, I mean, confidence in myself and my skills would
Yeah.
have probably been 100, but my confidence in my way to be able to present myself to people was
Uh-huh.
probably about a 7.
A what?
Confidence to present myself to people
Uh,
in front of people was about a 7.
7 or
Confidence
70?
7. I would not have walked on
7%?
a stage. I would not have walked on a stage. You couldn't have paid me enough.
Wow. So your confidence was 7% before, and now after what we've had like 2 sessions or something?
You
What is it
it,
now?
now I give me the address. I'll show up tomorrow. If you gave me a stage to speak on tomorrow, I'm ready. Let's go.
Wow. What's the number you would give that for your confidence?
100%, 100% all in, 100% all in every time.
Wow. That's magical.
Congratulations.
That is so powerful. Wow. And that's the key to earning great money by making a difference is just the confidence to get on stage is like 95% of it. I love this for you, Faye. I'm so excited. Okay, so today, looks like some people got confused with the time, so we'll have a small group. You're going to get tons of value. And the other people may or may not show up tomorrow. We will see what happens, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna go through. I think I'm gonna just pin something so that it's easier for people to see. Just gonna do this for a minute. 1 second. Pin. There we
And I
go.
have to
Okay.
apologize. I have a podcast at 5 p.m. East Coast time, so I'm only here for an hour. I know it's supposed to be 90 minutes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Also, we'll try and get through as much as possible. Oh, here's Birdie. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now, okay, so Birdie's gonna join us. I'm just gonna pin this and we're gonna get started. Okay. So in the chat, I would like you to put, would you like to become a seven-figure speaker? Put yes in the chat. Seven, $7 million strategy speaker. If so, you are in the right place. Next question. Would you like to thrive, change lives, and maybe even help to save lives? If so, put thrive in the chat. If you like the idea of $7 million extra, put $7 million in the chat. If you like to make great money by inspiring and empowering people, put empowering in the chat. And if you would like to get paid to travel, put get paid to travel in the chat. These are all the reasons why you might be here. If you said yes to those things, that's great. If you would like to empower millions of people, put empower millions in the chat. So, as you may know, my name is Sharon Love. I am the former mute girl who went on to inspire and empower over 2 million people in just over 2 weeks online and attracted over $7 million with a single presentation. And Faye was just talking about how her confidence has gone through the roof as a result. If everyone can just put themselves on mute while we're just going to go through a little bit of some stories, some success stories to get you motivated, to get you focused, and also to give you some clarity on what it is, which path and which what I call the money mountain you want to take. Because you really want to focus on one for the first year. And once you've got that clarity, that's going to help you a lot. So we're going to start off with that. Today we're going over the 5 ways to speak, inspire, and prosper. There's actually 8. I'm going to be adding some freebies in there. Then we're going to talk about Love's $4 billion questions. You're going to get a chance to practice your interview and get some feedback on it. We're recording this whole thing. If you can come onto camera, that would be fantastic. Then we're going to talk about how do you save 25 years and avoid the 5 Titanic trap mistakes that most speakers and entrepreneurs make. I've been in this industry for well over 25 years, and I have seen thousands, I've worked with thousands of speakers and entrepreneurs, and I have seen the same mistakes over and over and over again. So we're going to see how to save yourself 25 years. And then we're going to talk about the 3 gold helicopters that take you from the Titanic traps to the beach of bliss. The beach of business bliss is where all great things happen, where that's where magic happens, and that's right where the money mountains are. So start to think of a bit of a map in your mind. We are going to create an epic, legendary success for everyone here and everyone who's watching the video later. You are going to get all of the subconscious pieces of all of your subconscious mind is going to get off of the Titanic. Most people are on the Titanic, at least parts of them. And Faye, as Faye was just talking about, and we're going to take you from the Titanic to the beach of bliss. And that's where miracles happen. Because imagine trying to be a good speaker when you're on the Titanic and it's starting to go like this, versus trying to be a good speaker when you're on the beach of bliss and the weather is perfect and you've got wonderful, your ideal clients are right there listening with and really excited to hear every single thing you have to say. Imagine the difference. Imagine the difference. And that's the miracle mindset. So we're going to start with what are the different ways, the actually 8 different ways to speak, inspire, and prosper. So I'm going to be sharing a few different stories. The first one is, but put it in the chat first. What are some of the ways that you already know, because you probably know a few of these already. What are some of the ways that you know that you can speak, inspire, and prosper? I was thinking trying to hang on to the iceberg, says Faye. I am 7% to 100% confidence in what was it? Was it 2 sessions, Faye? Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. So speaking as an entrepreneur, networking. Yes. So that's kind of, I would put that under speaking to sell. That's definitely one of the ways. Any other ways you can speak, inspire, and prosper? Bertie, if you want to come onto camera, that would help. Local schools and colleges, yes. Colleges, oh, that's not even on my list. Colleges usually only pay about $3,000 in the US, I've heard. So that's why I don't have it as one of my top options. But if you love speaking in colleges, absolutely do it. Doing lives on
I
TikTok and LinkedIn,
later
yes.
I will give you information on how I found out about the college angle. You don't get paid, but you get sales.
Right. So speak to sell is another. Yes, exactly. That's one
Yes.
of the ways to do that as well. Any other ways you can speak, inspire, and prosper, feel free to put them in the chat. And if you have any questions, if you can just hold them till the end of this part, because we've got a lot of information to go through, and I want to make sure that we have time to do everything we want to do. So first is Kickstarter, crowdfunding. Yes or no? Do you know what crowdfunding is? Online crowdfunding. So yes, okay, I'm seeing some nods. You can put it in the chat or give me some sort of feedback here so I can know how much to explain it. Yes, you know what it is. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a little bit different because it doesn't usually, you just have to tell your sob story pretty much on GoFundMe. Okay, you get it. Birdie, do you know what crowdfunding is? Kickstarter, Indiegogo? You got it. Okay, awesome. So just to give you a bit of a sense now, I'd like you to do is as I go through these stories and I go through these different ways of earning money as a speaker, I'd like you to rate each one of these on a scale of 0 to 100. 100 is I would love to do that. And 0 is no way. I'm not interested. So Kickstarter, an example of a Kickstarter I did, I worked with someone who was doing a project. She called it Project Forgive. I think there were some people she wanted to have forgive her. And she worked with me. I helped her with the branding. I helped her with the messaging, and she raised $100,000 in just a few weeks. Yes. So anything is possible with Kickstarter, especially if you're well connected. So that is one way of earning money. So put that in the chat. On a scale of 0 to 100, how excited are you about speaking in a Kickstarter? So usually that means you're talking in a video at the top of the Kickstarter, and then you offer them different rewards. Okay, so we're getting, how excited are you about speaking on a Kickstarter? Put that in the chat. Okay. And oh, I'm going to ask you to use different numbers for each of the things that okay, each of the money mountains. Okay, so that's money mountain number one, crowdfunding. Number two, speakers speaking to founders. So how many people, give me a thumbs up if you actually watched my video with the secrets of how a mute girl empowered millions of people and attracted $7 million. Okay. Birdie, did you see that or did you hear that story? Okay, you know the story. Okay, good. So I won't repeat that one. That's I was actually speaking to a funder. That was a government funder. And when she did this, I knew we got government funding for the youth business program that I put together. So that's one example. And now funders can be really, they can pay you very, very well. But often it's challenging. Most people go through a lot of meetings before they actually get the money. I had a client who attracted $900,000 on by talking to funders, and these were venture capitalists. Now, venture capitalists throw money at businesses and hope that those businesses grow. It's a little bit like, have you seen Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, those kinds of things? Okay, so it's that idea. If you speak to a venture capitalist or if you speak to what's called an angel investor, an angel impact investor, those are people with money who want to put money into your business and hope that it grows. Now, the problem with venture capital is only 2% of funding is going to women right now, which ticks me off a lot because it's often millions of dollars. And this guy that was a client of mine, he said at the end of working with me, he said that was better than my MBA. And he received $900,000, even though he was quite new to business. And he had a really great brand. And that's it. He had a really great brand and maybe a few other things and probably some good connections, right? So that's possible as well. So give that in the chat on a scale of 0 to 100. How excited are you about speaking to founders? Funders. You are a founder, you speak to funders. Said that wrong. Okay. Make sure you give different numbers for each one. That's good. Okay. This will help me to now keep track of these in your head too, because at the end, I'm going to ask you to choose one of these and focus on it for a year. Okay, cool. Okay, number 3, online courses. So my client Karen lives in Brazil, and you can actually see her on the website. There's a video where she talks about it. And when I first met her, she was like, I'm too shy to talk to, she was like, this pretty much. She's like, I'm too shy to talk to groups. I'm just mentoring people one-on-one. I worked with her for a few weeks and she did something kind of, maybe I should start calling it the Faye effects. Like she came out of her shell too, just like Faye did. And next thing she knows, a few weeks later, she goes, oh, you know what? I'm getting paid to travel across my country and give talks to doctors, to doctors, right? And I'm like, wow, most people are really intimidated by doctors. You're giving groups talks to groups of doctors and nurses and healthcare workers. And I was like, that's impressive. And then she got hired to do online courses for tens of thousands of people. So anything becomes possible when you have that confidence, when you have that self-love, when you have that clarity of the message as well, which we'll be working on in a bit. So, oh, and also if you know how to network online and you know how to draw people to you, that's when you can actually have really great success with online courses. So, did everyone see the story of how Mute Girl empowered millions of people and attracted $7 million? Yeah, okay. I wish I had had an online course to sell, even if it was a 10-minute masterclass, just something really short and sweet so that when you get that kind of a massive response to what you're doing, you have something to invite people to make it sustainable. That was the learning. That was the lesson from the 2 million people movement, because you need to make that sustainable. If you want to empower millions of people, you need to sell them something. If you're not a millionaire already, you need to sell them something so that you can keep supporting them and you can offer them more things and support them even more than what you could just on an online platform. Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 100, how excited are you about creating online masterclasses and or online courses? Put that in the chat. Mm, mm. They already used up her 100, so now she's saying 99. Okay. This is going to help you in a minute because you're going to choose the one that's 100. Just double check and make sure that you got the right one. Using a little bit of math here. Okay, number four. Number four, inspirational corporate speaking. Inspirational corporate speaking is Money Mountain number four. When I was a college professor, I was not doing well financially. And at one point they said, oh, well, we'll pay you in February. So there was a Christmas break, there was no work, and they're like, we'll pay you in February after we came back in January. And I was like, I went to my colleagues and I said, how do you afford to do this job? And some of them said, because I'm independently wealthy. And I went, oh, that's great. I'm not. What am I going to do? They said, so one of them said, oh, you should become a motivational speaker. It pays $10,000 an hour or more. And I said, look, this isn't funny. I'm hungry. They're not paying until February. Stop joking with me. Stop messing with me. And she's like, no, I'm not messing with you. I'm serious. Go Google keynote speakers fees. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Who's going to pay $10,000 an hour? Come on. Like, she's like, Google it. And I went, okay. I went home. I was hungry. I Googled it and I went, and I saw all these people I had never heard of before making 10, 15, 20, $30,000 an hour. These were not household names. These were people, completely unknown people making tons of money. And I was like, okay, I need to become an inspirational speaker, apparently, if I want to earn a living. So I started to become an inspirational speaker, but I was in my 30s at the time and I didn't know much about marketing, didn't know what I was doing. And so finally I threw in the towel and I went, screw this. I need a job. So I was making, like $1,500 an hour, which is really bad. I should never charge so low because people will get nervous. Unless maybe you could do that in an association, or yeah, not for corporate speaking, right? Because then the people will go, oh, that person's new. They don't know. That's too low. And they're going to get too nervous to bring you in because their reputation is on the line. It's not their money. It's their reputation that's on the line. And here's how I know. Because I was like, screw this. So I went and I got a job as a bilingual corporate learning manager in Mississauga, Ontario. Guess who started calling me? I was like, all these speakers were calling me and trying to get booked. And I went, oh my God, they're making the same mistakes that I made. And now I know that these are mistakes because I am that person who can hire the speakers. I was in charge of a team, and together we were deciding who was coming in to give talks and or workshops in that corporation. There were 800 people. And so it was like this instant blinding flash of light. It's a very vulnerable thing to bring someone in because everyone's going to see that person. So what do you need? You want to get hired well to speak? First thing I can tell you everything you need. Uh, First thing you need is really solid, strong speaking video that inspires and empowers people. So that's what we're going to get started with today. So corporate speaking. Oh, and I'm going to tell you Rishi's story. So Rishi, you can see his video. He's got a video on my website, speakinspire.com. And he spoke like this when I first started working with him. And I'm like, what did you say? He said, I was trying to tell you about the book. And I was like, okay, can you speak up? And he would for like one sentence, and then he would be talking like this again. And I'm like, okay, I needed to put in earbuds. I just couldn't hear the guy. And so I started working with him on the childhood issues that led to this. And it turned out that he really had a lot of respect for his father, who was extremely soft-spoken. And so so that was why he was speaking so softly. And I'm like, that's fine. You can keep that. But if you want to get hired to speak, people need to hear you, and it needs to be easy, not difficult to hear you. So he started speaking up more. I started working with him on his confidence and healing some of the childhood issues that created that soft spokenness. 4 months later, I get a text. I just got my first paid corporate speaking gig. I was like, yes. First paid keynote, I think he said, actually. Yeah, first paid keynote. So that was exciting. So on a scale of 0 to 100, how do you like the idea of inspirational corporate speaking? And anything you love, by the way, can lead to money. Any of these can lead to money. So don't just look at the money. If you love the idea of being on stage live in front of people or online, because a lot of corporate speaking is happening online now, then put that in the chat. 0 to 100. How much do you, and if you're not sure, put your hands on your heart for a minute. Take a deep breath. Do I love the idea of corporate speaking? Does that excite me? Does that thrill me? Okay. All right. Next option, number 5 is an executive job. So here's the Tesla story. I worked with this one guy who I won't name. He was like, I don't know if I'm gay. And I'm like, he goes, do you think I'm gay? And I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, I think about men all the time. I went, well, you might be gay, you know? And he goes, yeah, my wife is not happy. And I went, oh, yeah, that's awkward. Yeah, and he said my kids are not happy, and I was like, oh, that's awkward too. Got it. And his health was a mess. He was between jobs. He was really struggling. I said, how's your confidence, buddy? And he said, 30%. I was like, yeah. Okay. So I did some art therapy actually with him, and I took him right back to some childhood issues. And at the end of about 90 minutes, I said, how's your confidence now? He said, it's 80%. And I was like, are you serious? Like in just 90 minutes? He's like, yeah, you more than doubled your confidence in 90 minutes. He's like, yeah. He sent me a text a few weeks later. He goes, you know what? I just got a vice president job in a tiny little $32 billion corporation. And I'm doing the math going, that's got to pay at least 7 figures. And he says, yeah, they gave me a Tesla as a signing bonus. So that is an executive job. So put in the chat on a scale of 0 to 100, how excited are you about speaking in an interview and probably a panel interview in order to land a corporate job as an executive? 100 is, I would love that. And you probably have corporate experience to make that make sense. And 0 is, oh, hell no, that's not for me. So on the scale of 0 to 100, how excited are you about that? Ooh, okay, this is not popular with this group so far. Okay, so no for the executive job. But the good news is that those same skills you can still use anywhere. So number 6, speak, inspire, and sell. So this is one that you've already come up with, which is awesome. Okay, so we're not doing the executive job. Okay. Appointment to a board. Yes, board jobs, good point. Thank you, Bertie. Corporate boards can also pay you, but they're not going to pay you like millions of dollars, I don't think. Or would they? Am I missing something? I don't know that much about corporate boards, never done that. No, not going to
Yeah,
pay you that
many
well.
many
Yeah.
speakers actually have their own company, so they would not be W-2 employees. I think Sally's thinking about speakers that work for the company. You're talking about speakers that get hired to inspire the company, which is different.
I can
Ah,
only have
thank you. Good point. You know what? That's a whole other kind of category. Where would that fit? Yes, sometimes I met someone who was speaking on behalf of a bank that shall not be named in Canada, and that was her main thing. She was a speaker representing the bank, and she would go around to different business meetings and talk about the bank and whatever else she talked about. She was an inspirational speaker and she made their brand look good. So yes, that's another thing as well. Okay, where are we at? Number 6, speak, inspire, and sell. So here's an example of how to do that. Oh, recently I invested. Now, some people are like, I don't ever pay to speak. I don't pay to play. They'll say, I don't pay to play. People pay me to speak. And I was the same way for the longest time. I thought, why should I pay to speak? I'm going to give amazing value. Like, that's ridiculous. I paid to speak recently. And some of you know where I paid to speak, and I think that's where we connected. I actually attracted 20 times what I invested. 20 times what I invested in the very first month when I finally started to pay to speak. So, yes, actually paying to speak, if you're good and you can inspire action, then paying to speak can actually be a really, really great investment. Another speak to sell example is I sometimes you don't even need to speak to a lot of people. Sometimes you can speak to one person and you can sell to them. Sometimes it's simple as on the phone. I years ago I was working with a bilingual recruiting company in Toronto, and the boss had how much detail should I give? She had uh, she had a health issue. And when she was in pain, she made everyone else in pain as well. She spread that pain around the office like, oh, it was like an avalanche of pain whenever she was in pain. And so I was talking to one of her former clients, and they're like, we're never doing business with her ever again. So there's a tip for you, by the way. If you're ever selling for someone else, one of the best ways to sell is go back to their top clients and resell them or upsell them or something. So that's what I was doing. It's a fantastic strategy. People who've already bought are more likely to buy more. So she said, I'm not dealing with them. And I was like, oh, let me guess. What happened? Are you feeling hurt? Are you feeling so I just showed her a lot of empathy. And are you angry? Are you hurt? Are you anxious? Are you and I listened to her talk about her experience with my boss. And I empathized a lot because I knew what my boss was like. We would go and like close the door to her office gently when she was in pain because we would hear her yelling at some of the clients and we're like, oh my God, it's small business. And yeah, so I showed a lot of empathy to her. And then I said, you know what? My boss is pretty open that she has health problems and that she's in a lot of pain like half the time. And so please don't take it personally. She's just really struggling. And because I had empathized with her first, she was like, oh, they gave $72,000 of orders within 2 hours. So sometimes you just speak to one person, you connect heart to heart, you show that love and empathy, and that can unleash magic. Number 7. 7. Oh, wait, but before number 7, on a scale of 0 to 100, how much do you like the idea of speak, inspire, and sell? How much would you love, not just the idea, but how much would you love to speak, inspire, and sell? Put that in the chat. Make sure you're keeping track of your highest ones because I'm going to ask you to go back and choose them. Okay, we've got a real wide variety on that one. That one's controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. And that's fine because you only need one of these, right? And it's better to focus on one for the first year at least, and then you can add more. Okay, number 7 is consulting and coaching and mentoring. So you can actually be working one-on-one with millionaires, with executives, with VIPs, or with anybody you want to. Those are the people who are going to pay you really well, but it could be with absolutely anybody. I had this one client who couldn't believe her. She didn't even have a website. She could not use Zoom. She could not, she was in her 80s. She really struggled with Zoom. I've never seen her on Zoom ever. Like I worked with her for a while and I never saw her on Zoom. We tried to fix it. I'm not good tech support, but I tried to help her out. She was struggling with that. She was working in customer service in Walmart. And you can see there's a video of her talking about this experience on the website as well, speakinspire.com. She started using some of the confidence building and the energy boosting. Some of like Faye was talking about, I'm starting, what was the word you said? Glow? No, I'm starting to like radiate, radiate. So she started
Radiance,
doing some of,
radiance.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some things I teach people to do that involve movement. So movement is really important. I'm going to invite everybody to just like go like this. This is one of the fastest ways to boost your energy. Just go like this, like you just won a race and breathe. And notice how you feel. And then you can put your hands on your fists on your hips as well. This is based on Amy Cuddy's research, and they found that people actually do this for I think it was just 2 minutes or something, do these power poses for 2 minutes. Their whole energy changes, and everybody else can feel it. And they actually get more acceptance and they get better results, and they got better results in their job interviews. Double blind experiment. Anybody who knows what that means, this was very highly controlled research and it was done so well. So yeah, just doing that. Anytime you are about to give a talk, try doing that. Now, there were a few other techniques that I taught Jeanette as well. She came back to me 8 days afterwards and she said, I just got my first $5,000 client. And I went, you what? She had no website. She couldn't use Zoom. She was really struggling with technology. She was in her, I think she said her 80s. And I was like, you, in 8 days, you got your first $5,000 client and you've been working at Walmart? She's like, yeah. I said, what did you do? She said, I did what you told me and I was doing it every day and it just worked. So yeah, so practice this every day. There were other things that I told her as well that we'll get into possibly later on. And yeah, I was blown away. 8 days to $5,000. I was like, what? There's somebody else who I taught some of those more psychological secrets to as well, some affirmations, some things. Affirmations can be really, really powerful. So I'm going to invite you to do an affirmation right now. Put your hands on your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Say, I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. So I taught show that as well as some other techniques, and she 5 times her investment within 3 weeks. I was like, what? Yeah, so she actually did. So make sure that you do some of these exercises. I know they seem quirky and like, why am I doing this? What's the point in this? Why does it matter if I do this or this? Or why do I have to say I speak, inspire, and prosper? Like, I deserve to speak, inspire, prosper. Why do I have to do all this weird stuff? Because it works. Because it works. So keep those, do them every day for the next month. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. Do it in the mirror if you want really amazing results, and get ready for magic. Because if Show could 5x her results in just under 3 weeks, anything's possible for you. Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 100, how much do you like the idea of consulting, coaching, and mentoring? Show was just working with one person at a time. She was doing health coaching. Yeah, you don't even need to work with groups if you don't want to. You don't have to. Oh, wow, that one's controversial. Yes, no. Okay, good. And that's good because you don't have to do all the same. You don't have to all do the same thing. That's fine. Okay. I'm tripping over my words because I'm so excited. All right. Eight, number eight. And if there's more, if there's any other ones that I missed, you can put those in the chat. Take a deep breath. The last one is doing live master classes, such as this one. So years ago, how much detail should I give? Let me see. Years ago, I was really, really struggling. I was a bilingual customer service rep in a horrible corporation, and we would get yelled at, and people would call us up and try and like read numbers while driving, and we weren't allowed to tell them not to do that because I was like, I don't want to hear a crash. It was a horrible, horrible job. And I was living in a place where you had to run outside because there were fire alarms like every month there were several fire alarms, and it was because there was a problem with the fire system, fire alarm system. It was just really bad. But one time there was a real fire. So I was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to sit around here and wait for this stupid job, to see if it's a real fire alarm or not. I am leaving the building immediately when those fire alarms go off, and they're so loud you can't hear anything anyway. So I would just leave the building every time there was a fire alarm several times a month. And the workplace was so abusive that they didn't care and about fire. And so they fired me because I didn't want to burn in a fire. So after that, I ended up going to the food bank. I was so broke and I was so scared. And I was living with roommates at the time. I think I told you about the Outstanding Kind community. So I was helping an LGBTQ couple, and I was giving them free art therapy, free mentoring, and affordable housing. And in a year and a half, they told me you'd saved both our lives. So that was really exciting. In the middle of it, though, I went to the food bank and I actually gave them, they sent me a chicken. And as a vegan, I was like, it's a dead animal. And I gave it to my roommates. I was like, you can eat this. I don't eat dead animals. They're my friends. So it's like, and then 4 months after that, I hit my first 13K day. So I was doing master classes online and helping inspire and empower people online. And I made $13,000 in a day. My roommate said, you say it definitely saved both our lives. Now we're big. We're 20 years old. We're old enough to go out on our own and have 5 million cats like lesbians should. And so just kidding. I can say that. I'm part of the community. And and so I was like, okay, cool. And then 4 months later, I showed them, like, I was like, look, I have my $13,000 in one day. They were like, oh my God. So that was my wake up that it's time to come back to Costa Rica and live my dreams. And they were ready to fly the nest. And so that is how to speak, inspire, and prosper with online masterclasses. So if you love that idea, so on a scale of 0 to 100, how much do you like that? And by the way, you don't need to come up with new information. If you want to, and if it's a fit, I'm going to be inviting some of you to become $7 million strategy speakers who are certified to run the program that's already been proven to work. Save 25 years. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. You don't need to. There's already something that's well proven. I have a well proven system with well proven content. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Okay. So awesome. Okay. Now, perfect. So those are the 8 different ways. Quick review. What were your favorite ones? We had Kickstarter or crowdfunding. We had was number one. Number two, Money Mountain number two. Speaking to funders. Founders speaking to funders. 3, online courses. 4, inspirational corporate speaking. 5, executive speaking to get an executive job or a high-paying job that you love. 6, speak, inspire, and sell. 7, consulting and coaching. Or 8 is online masterclasses. So out of all of those, take a look at the numbers that you gave and double check with your heart. Let's do a quick clarity process. Put your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath. Breathe out, because our best decisions are not made with our head. Psychological research shows that our hearts are actually 60 times more powerful than our heads and give off more electromagnetic energy. So if you make a decision with your heart that includes your head, you're going to make a better decision. So take a deep breath. Breathe out. Let go of any tension. Put your hands on your heart and think. Look at the numbers. Look at the top numbers. So that's your head, hopefully also your heart, that put those numbers there. So look at the top three that you gave the highest numbers to. Look at the number one and double check, is that the one you love? Now that you've heard them all, which is the one that you would love the most? And just imagine for a moment that you're already a multi-billionaire, because any of these, as long as you love it, you can make good money at it. So just imagine you're already a multi-billionaire. And I'm gonna write down the numbers so I can keep track. Okay. Yay. Awesome. Yeah, number eight's the fastest. You don't need to write a whole book. I have so many, when I first started in this, I had so many clients who were like, I want to write a book. I want to create my own content. And I'm like, that's great. And then years later, they're like, I'm still working on my book. No, no, I've already written a whole ton of content and it's already been proven. I've already done the 25 years worth of research and development for you. You don't need to do that. Anybody else? What's your number one money mountain? Climb one and focus on one for at least the first year. It's my recommendation. Unless if you work with me, then you can combine the courses plus the speaking because it's already been done. So I already spent the years. If it's number eight, then you don't need to, you've got a little more flexibility because I've already got online courses you can sell and all kinds of things. So you can save yourself that time and energy. I wish this chat was a little bit easier to read, but let's see. This tiny little window. Okay. Courses, consulting, mentoring, masterclasses. Okay. Okay, so out of the mentoring or masterclasses, which of those do you prefer? Okay, and who was that? No, that was Birdie. Okay. Selling from stages. Okay. I should take that. I think I'm going to take notes of this. So everybody write down, what is your number one money mountain? Take a moment and I'm going to invite you. I know this is weird for some people. This is called a pen in case there's any young people watching later. And this is called paper. Now, if there's anyone under 30 years old, you're like, what is this? No, I don't know if you're not, if you're saying that, but I'm going to highly recommend that you write it down. If you have pen and paper, that you write it down on pen and paper and say, this is my number one money mountain. And I'm also going to write this down because this is going to help you to stay focused. And they've done research that shows that when you write things by hand, if you know how, because you're over 30, it uses more of your brain. Okay, so Sally, speak and sell on from stages. Okay, so are you speaking to entrepreneur? Who are you speaking to, Sally?
I've been paid to speak to a Forex group, and I've been paid to talk to in April. I'm going to be talking to the franchise owners,
Oh, okay. Franchise owners love that. What was the other one? I didn't hear.
Forex investors,
Why am I not catching that word? Florence?
Forex
For,
investors.
can you write it in the
They,
chat?
they, they exchange money.
Oh, Forex. Okay, I was
Correct.
like, okay. Forex. Okay, gotcha. I wasn't hearing it. Okay. Cool. So you're okay, Forex investors. So who's your niche now? Wait, is it Forex investors? What was the other one again? I need to write this down.
My niche is business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and and 1099 income earners. They make
Hmm.
$100,000 a year. They will save five figures in federal taxes yearly.
Okay.
US investors stop paying
So,
taxes on profits.
okay. So I'm going to invite you to choose one of those and focus on that for a year. And you're going to find you're going to make so much more money. And you're going to find it so much easier because if you have one audience and you have one message for one audience, you can, yeah, most people who do that, their income goes through the roof. I used to try and, well, we're going to get into that in a bit. So we'll come back. Perfect. Okay, good. Just that tip alone could be worth millions of dollars
Correct.
to you.
If
So I
you
want
earn
to,
$100,000 in 1099 income, save five figures in federal taxes. That's my pitch.
right. So choose one audience to say that to, and you're laughing. Okay, awesome. Birdie. So is it courses, consulting, coaching, mentoring, masterclass? There's a lot of different things. What's your favorite out of all of those, Birdie?
Yes, the issue is that they are all the same. You use a mastermind to promote your course or your one-on-one, and you use your one-on-one and as an opportunity to promote your course. So those three I can't really see that I differentiate between them. The message is basic the same. The audience might be different when I speak to a specific audience. So then I use the different tools um, to gain almost like you say access to potential clients. And my
Okay, so
potential
that's,
clients
yeah, and I think you've been doing
is
this for a while, right? Like, if I remember.
I've been doing it for a very long time now, probably
Okay.
now for since 2018. But the bulk of what I've done up to date, because I had other businesses, was to do this pro bono. I was more helping people than trying to monetize it. I am now monetizing it.
Okay. As long as you have some kind of focus that
Yeah.
stays consistent, then that's good because anyone who's doing, if you're doing something new, then stick with one thing, one message for one market for 1 year minimum. And then you can expand from there. So Bertie, if you've been doing this for a long time, then that, and it's working, stick with it. Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right. Let us take a quick stretch break. Yeah, I'm going to ask people to move around. Go and get some water, please, and meet me back in 3 minutes. Is it recording? God. Zoom keeps changing how to pause recordings. Okay, I'll leave that. Everybody take 3 minutes break. And feel free to stand up and stretch. Oh, if you do this kind of stretch, apparently it helps reset the vagus nerve. So this is also a good exercise to do right before you go on stage or on camera. And just imagine that there's a line, got one, and so this background is not what I usually use. Um, there's been some computer issues, so if you put your hand, one hand on your head, the other hand on your shoulder, and then imagine that there's a string, an elastic between your two middle fingers, and that it's gently, just very gently stretching, and then try that on the other side. That's good. Okay. So we'll pick up uh with
That was
everybody
good. I got
tomorrow.
my neck cracked. That was good. My neck cracked.
Who needs a chiropractor? Do
Who
it
needs a
yourself.
chiropractor? I got Sharon. You're in the
Awesome.
wrong business.
Right? Who knew? Who
Who
knew?
knew? Spinal alignment, Sharon Love. Okay.
Right?
Go from spiritual alignment to spinal alignment.
Final line. That's a good thing. Actually, another thing you can do for vocal resonance is if you massage right around your ears. A lot of us hold a lot of tension in the jaw. This is also a good way to reset the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve controls the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, I'm told. And according to new psychological research, this is one of the key things that makes the difference in life and business success is feeling relaxed enough to take action, because this is the number one thing that scares the crap out of most people. So if you massage around your ears, and there's a part in your ear right here, you can also do that. That's going to do two things. It's going to help you relax so that you're more likely and easy, you're better at staying focused and taking action, overcoming overwhelm.
I'm going to ask,
Breathe
this is a
deeply.
silly question.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
wonder if that's why my ears have been itching right there. Is it
ah,
because I had a need? Because I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, and rubbing my ears like that, but nobody ever told me that was a thing.
yeah. Oh, it's a
I've
thing
been waiting.
because there's a lot of nerve endings right here that have a massive impact on your entire body. And there's a part here right in front. Notice if your jaw is tense, because if you
Yeah.
can relax your jaw, that's going to enhance your vocal resonance. So you're
So
going to sound more powerful on stage or at the mic, wherever you are.
this
Okay,
is
awesome.
crazy because I didn't know
Mm.
this, and you just basically the universe was like, oh, and my ears were like they just needed that. I know it's weird. What did you?
Yeah, there's another
I
one where
told
you
you,
stick your finger in your ear, like not in the, don't go into the middle
not
ear,
into the canal, right?
obviously, right? And you just pull down right here,
Right
and you can
here.
do that on both sides for,
Wow.
makes me look like a bit of an elf
I'm
or
telling you, I knew
something.
nothing about this. About a week, my ears have been itching, and usually they say if your
Mm.
ears are burning, somebody's talking about you. But my ears have been like, and they're
Yeah.
clean. Don't get me wrong.
There's
Uh,
something to there. If you do that, that will also relax and calm your nervous system, and that's going to make it easier. Anytime you feel anxious about something, or you're finding yourself procrastinating, or you are getting into shiny object syndrome, just take a moment and breathe and go, okay, maybe I'm scared. Because speaking scares even the top speakers often feel nervous, and they try and
right.
pretend that they don't feel nervous, but yeah, like I've been speaking for to earn a living for most of my life. Over 10 years. I've been speaking for over 25 years and so and even I still will get nervous sometimes. So it's really important for me to also do this. Okay. I think a lot of speakers actually have social anxiety, and it's a way of connecting with people from the stage. And for some people that feels safer because there's a bit of a container around it. So
Mm.
if that's you, you're not alone. I think it's true for a lot of speakers. Okay, so let's talk about love's $1 billion questions. So the first question is, what is your message for LGBTQ youth and professionals in 5 words or less? Question number one, what is your message to LGBTQ youth and professionals in our online networks in 5 words or less? Now, the youth who stayed with me told me that they wanted to hear. I said, what did you need to hear when you were attempting to end your life? And they said, you're more than good enough. So that's what I'm going to recommend. If you have something else you want to say, we can talk it through. I have somebody said, be yourself. And I was like, unfortunately, we can't tell them that because in some cases, sad but true, it's not safe for them to be themselves. So you're more than good enough is a message that speaks to the hearts of the 18-year-olds that used to stay with me. So you can say that, or if you want to say something else, we'll play with it. Okay, question number 2. Love's $1 billion question number 2 is, what is the number one result you help people achieve? And by people, we mean your clients, but I'm going to say people for the sake of the show, the world's best speaker show. That's what we're calling it now. Or the world's most inspiring speaker show. Which one do you prefer? Who prefers the world's best speaker show? Give me a thumbs up. Who prefers the world's most inspiring speaker show? Give me a thumbs up. Okay.
Okay, so now
I
everything.
think we'll go with most inspiring for now because it's Speak
Okay,
Inspire TV. Okay.
good.
So question number 2 is, what is the number one result you help people achieve in 5 words or less? Now this is so important. Why? Because most speakers have like a stampede of their ideal clients running by them every single week. And what happens? The stampede runs right by and they're like, hey, and they're gone. Why? Because the speaker was saying, hey, and then they're like, I don't have time for this. I'm busy. I'm doing a marathon. I'm doing my own thing. I'm focused on me, me, me. So we need a 5 word or less phrase that is going to get their attention instantly and make sure that the first word is the most important word. So when I switched from saying Speak, Inspire, and Prosper as the name of so that's still speakinspire.com, is still my brand. But when I switched the title to become a $7 million speaker, all of a sudden, I got twice as many people just from that one change. And that was when I got my first 13K a day from that new title. So you want to have something that's so crystal clear and so powerful. And you're going to start with that. Once you've built the rapport, you're going to start with talking about the results that you help them to achieve. Just that can be worth millions or billions of dollars if you do it and you do it right. Number 3, what is one secret that so that's going to be 5 words or less because the shorter, the sweeter, the better. Number 3 is, what's a free secret that you're willing to share with our audience? Now, these are the bronze level and silver level questions. Okay, so the first, the economy gets to practice. The economy is really designed mostly for brand new speakers who are scared and not ready to speak on camera yet. And so I'm like, 5 words, just say 5 words, we'll get you started, right? So that's what the economy is for. And then the bronze and the silver are designed for experienced speakers who are good to go. So 3 is, what is a free secret you would like to share with our audience in 5 words or less? And a surprising free secret. Please do not say, work hard. You got to be passionate. Everybody says that. Set goals. Those are cliches. So say something unique that they haven't heard before in 5 words or less. What is one secret of your success, for example, in 5 words or less? So take a deep breath and think about that. And it can't be work with, hire me, right? It needs to be something, a secret that actually is going to make a difference, whether or not they hire you. And then they're going to feel a sense of reciprocity and want to give back, hopefully, if they're kind. Number 4, which not everybody is, but we don't get into that. You don't want narcissistic clients, trust me. I'll speak for myself. I do not want narcissistic clients. So, okay, number 5. Number 4 is, what's a free gift for our audience and the result that it will help them to achieve? So that's 10 words. And you can repeat the result in question 2 for the bronze level. Now the silver level person had to leave early today. You get to tell a story. I'll leave her a message and tell her these. And I recommend a 60-second story. And you're going to want to have a whole bunch of 60-second stories because that's how you sell. And that's how you get high-paying clients. And that's how you speak, inspire, and prosper and get to the money mountains with stories, as well as secrets and strategies. All right. How much time do you need? Show me with your fingers. How much time do you need to write down and think about your answers?
5 minutes.
5 minutes? 5 minutes, good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe you must just share number 2 again, please.
Number 2, result. What's the number 1 result you help people to achieve in 5 words or less? Love's
Yeah, but isn't
billion
that
dollar
number
question.
1?
So there's okay, I'll go over them. So number 1 is, what's your message to LGBTQ youth and professionals in 5 words or less? 2 is, what's the result that you help people to achieve? Again, in 5 words or less. 3 is, what is a free secret that you're willing to share with our audience? 5 words or less. 4 is, what is a free gift that you would like to share with our audience in 10 words or less? And so this is for the bronze level or above that you get a chance to do this interview with me. And I structure it this way because if you have a long show and I ask you a million questions like most people do, you've lost 99.9% of your audience before you get to this. So this is media training. These are sound bites. You want to have a bunch of sound bites in your pocket for the rest of your life. You also want to use them for networking. You can use these for marketing. You can use them on your website. You can use them on your LinkedIn. I want to see you use them everywhere and get ready for to get very close to those money mountains. Get ready for massive cash flow if you start using these everywhere. I call them Love's billion dollar questions for a reason. That can make or break your business if you start with the answers to these questions, especially number 2, the number 1 result that you help people achieve. Okay, so 5 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, whatever you need, and just give me a ready when you're ready.
I didn't write down number 4. I
Number
got
4
everything but number 4.
is your gift in 10 words or less. You have a free gift for our audience in 10 words or less. If you don't have one yet, you can always say I'd give a 15-minute consultation
Okay,
in
I
which you
got
will
it.
learn the 3 secrets of X. So they know it's
Okay,
not just a sales call, right? So
okay,
that's
all right.
usually the easiest way to get started. And make sure that you clarify who your niche is so that, well, you know what? If you want to do a $1 that's almost free, that's okay too. Because sometimes you might not want to work with people who have absolutely no money or no credit card and no way to pay you. So you can say it's a
Oh,
one.
I wrote it already. I found it.
Okay.
Um, so it's based on the what's in the box theory. So it's a deep dive to find out what's in your box, the gift that you have. You want to hear it? It says free discovery call. Let's find out what's in the box. We'll do a deep dive into your hidden gift the world has been waiting for.
Okay. Yeah. So narrow, put that down. Okay. What is your gift? Because they haven't heard the box story yet, right? So they
Yeah,
might be
no,
like,
right.
I don't know if you've
Right.
heard,
I
but
know
there are
they
some
might be
people who use
confused.
the word
Free
box for
discovery
other
call,
things.
a deep dive. We will do a deep dive into your hidden gifts that the world has been waiting for. So it's a free discovery call, 30 minutes.
Okay. Narrow that down. Yeah. 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 I like this. I like where you're going. 10 words for the whole
Okay.
thing.
10 words for the whole thing. I'll get it.
Yeah. And you're
Thank
almost
you.
there. Okay. Who wants to go
Right.
first?
I can go. It's fine. I'll try my best
Okay. 1 second. I'm just going to pin you. Uh,
because I've given this a lot of thought, a long time,
okay.
over a long time, and
Okay.
as I shared with you, Sharon, I've just completed 4 books. So at the end of the day, there's a common thread through the 4 books. So
Okay.
I will run a course and do a course, and I've created a course now that will represent the 4 books. It depends
Awesome.
on the audience
Okay.
how I will align the content of the book.
Okay. So let's dive into the interview. Are you ready? Oh, and here's a
Okay.
quick tip for people. Okay, here's what I do. Cheat codes. Okay, in case you don't memorize everything, every single thing you want to say, I just put like summaries on little pieces of paper and I stick them over the top of my laptop and then it keeps me focused if I need to because I have a very creative brain. It bounces around sometimes when my blood sugar is low or when I'm excited about ideas. So if you want to do something like that and write your answers down somewhere, you can do that if you want to. Okay. You ready, Bertie?
Yes, I can share with you. So number one, you say
Okay,
five
okay. Why
words.
don't I'll ask you the questions. We'll do it interactive. Like, okay. So,
Okay.
welcome to the world's most inspiring speakers show. So, Bertie, what is your message to LGBTQ youth and professionals in 5 words or less?
Stop competing. Become the competition.
Hmm. Okay, so you're competing against yourself kind of idea, yeah? Cool. What is the number one result that you help people to achieve?
The transformation. Let me say a transformation from a place of internal doubt and disconnection to one of clarity, confidence, and invincibility. I know it's longer than your 5.
Okay, so yeah, I like that. I like the clarity, confidence, and invincibility. Okay, nice. And what about your secret? Do you have a free secret that you would like to share?
The fact that the light you seek externally has always been within.
Nice. And so we're going to work on getting these things down to 5 words or less. Okay. And in 10 words or less, do you have a gift for our audience?
The gift can be. I can offer a chapter or more of my book. which will highlight my talk. So that I can offer, but I can even once
What's
the book is ebook, I can actually offer a free
okay?
book
What's the title of your book?
by e. That is the Lighthouse Within, Her
Ah,
Journey.
The Lighthouse Within. What was that?
The Lighthouse Within is there's two books that's relevant here. It's the Lighthouse Within. That's actually a series that I created, Lighthouse Within, and the one is Her Journey. It is focusing on women and the feelings um, that women all suffer, that men is always getting the opportunities in workplace or whatever, that feelings of being marginalized, cut out and whatever.
Wow.
And then the other one is the Lighthouse Within, I Am Me, and that is actually focused on the LGBTQ plus group specifically.
Ooh, I love that. Okay, yes, that is really important to have that niche marketing. So love that. Fantastic. Okay. Awesome. We're going to come back and do these interviews again in towards the end, so you'll get more chance to practice. And I'm going to ask you to do some more writing and hone those messages in, so it's less than 5 words and then less than 10 words, because it's going to give you so much power when you're able to just rattle it off, rattle it off, rattle it off. So each day we're going to practice this, so it becomes faster and easier, so that everywhere you go, you can use these. You can use this structure. You can use these sound bites for the rest of your life. Faye, you ready?
I am ready.
What did you what did you like about, let's just talk about one more thing. What did you like about Birdie's talk, Birdie's interview?
I will tell you, Bertie, you sound like somebody I have been looking for to be a guide in the journey that I am on,
Hmm,
because you have some wisdom that I'm just starting to discover pieces of.
hmm,
And
You
I
you're
feel like you'd be
welcome.
a good teacher for me.
hmm. I like I like the lighthouse. That for me
I
was very
love the
powerful. That's a very,
lighthouse.
yeah, that's a very powerful image. And that's something that is almost unique. Like I don't really come across that very much. So I really found that quite powerful.
Yeah,
Nice.
that would I think was what struck me, because when I
Yeah.
originally started to do this, I was going to write something for caregivers, because
Okay, Faye,
caregivers
we've
don't.
got 10 more
Yeah, I'm
minutes, and
sorry.
I want to make sure you have a
I'm sorry.
turn.
Anyway, I had a lighthouse idea, and his lighthouse
Ah,
idea is way
oh,
better.
okay. Interesting. Okay. Why don't we take
Love
give
it.
you, are you ready for your turn, Faye?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna pin you. There you go. Okay. Oh, well, we'll come back and do this more officially later. All right. Faye, what is your message to LGBTQ youth in and professionals in our online networks in 5 words or less?
Real love knows no gender.
Beautiful. What's the number one result you help people to achieve in 5 words or less?
Cash flow becomes easy.
Say that again.
Cash flow becomes easy.
Okay. Cash flow becomes easy. Got it. Okay. And what's a free secret you'd like to share?
The free secret is a life of fulfillment is easy. It
Okay.
doesn't have
Yeah.
to. I'm trying to figure out how to.
Hmm.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be hard. Life doesn't have to
Yeah.
be hard.
Yeah. A life of fulfillment is easy. Okay. I'll allow six words. Okay.
Okay.
And in 10 words or less, what is your gift for our audience?
I hope I did this right. 30 minutes to discover your gifts to give the world.
Okay. So it's a 30-minute consultation
Hmm.
to discover your
Your
gifts.
gifts to give the world.
Okay. Let's see. I would
I
shorten
know
it
I have to
even
figure it
even a
out.
little bit more, but yeah, I like whether you're going with this. I like it. Awesome. What did you like best about Faye? What did you like best about your interview?
What I liked best about the interview was I've never really been interviewed before, so I didn't know how to be interviewed. And by seeing you interview Birdie, it gave me more confidence in myself that I could sit in the interview and be asked questions and I've been invited on podcasts, and you know what I did? I disappeared for like 3 weeks so that I didn't. And I'm like, and they're like, "Hey, Faye, where you been?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just busy." And they're like, "You still want to do that podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whenever you're ready." And then I dip out again. And then I
Okay.
dipped out again.
Okay. I can't wait to hear what's going to happen with that. In
Oh
fact, my
yeah, no,
challenge for
she's
you
in
is after
Hawaii
this, you're going to
and
message them
she's
and go,
gonna do
I'm
it.
ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, because you've got the most important things now. So awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Bertie, what did you like about Faye's interview?
I think it's very much to the point, and it is there's an element of focusing on the financial component, which I find extremely difficult. I struggle to sell because I struggle to ask for money, and I also struggle to have money as the motivator because I believe in, maybe I can share it. I believe in the three P's, and the three P's is passion plus purpose equals prosperity. And prosperity is money, is success, um, and in life, whatever you see, what your vision is all about. But if you focus predominantly on prosperity, you lose the other two and you lose everything. The loss is very big. You've got to focus on your passion and your purpose, and prosperity is automatic. So I try to help people to find their passion and their purpose because I believe in that finding, they will gain prosperity automatic. It's almost like an automatic machine. If you don't
If
live
you
your
know what
passion
you're
and
doing, it
purpose,
will. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have over focused on the passion and the purpose when I was younger, and I forgot it to focus on prosperity. And so it's I find like it's a balancing act. So Faye, I really love your background now. And I like the focus on prosperity as well. I think there's a lot of, especially spiritual people who need that. I love the Corp Oracle because it has a grounding as well as a spiritual element,
Yes.
which is fantastic. So yeah, way to go with the branding and the background. Awesome. Okay. So we'll keep playing with this every single day until we've got 3 days. So tomorrow and the next day we will come back and practice and play with this as often as we get a chance. Okay, so we're going to go through the next part really quickly because we've got 4 minutes left. Is there
I'm so
anybody?
excited. I didn't know it was 3 days, Sharon. I thought it was just a day.
Oh,
I
wow.
get to work with you 2 more days. What?
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to share, I think I'm going to share my screen. No, why don't I let you share your screen? Who wants to share their screen and go through this, but do it really, really quickly? Does
You know,
anybody
I
else want to
can't
do it?
share mine. We've tried that before on the
Oh,
other Zoom. I haven't gotten a new laptop yet, but
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Birdie can.
Do you want to try? Oh, that means I need to. It also means Zoom just changed this again. Let me just check. Where's the share screen thing? Oh my God, they moved it. There it is. Okay, got it. I can handle this. Zoom messing with everything. Okay, let's see. This doesn't even look like my computer anymore. I'm like, whose computer? Oh, that's mine. Something weird happened recently, so my tech team is like still scrambling, figuring it out one piece at a time. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go back into Zoom. Oh, wait a second. I always have this issue. Nope. Did you hear me? Oh, I just said something. Okay. Anything you say after I am is incredibly powerful. And anything you say after I always, also very powerful. So be careful what you say because I just made a mistake. Okay. So I'm going to hit share and then I'm going to hit that thing. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Save 25 years by avoiding the 5 Titanic business mistakes that most speakers and entrepreneurs make that sink speaking business success. Okay. Now, if people are doing this later, you can include the person who referred you. How did we connect, by the way? Think. Faye, it
You and
was,
I connected through two different networking events. We
yes,
connected
that was it.
through,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Networking. Bertie, did we connect through networking or where? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it's social media that I mean it's gone a long way. I mean, I
Okay.
would be
Is
surprised
it?
if it's not around about 2 years that I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. On LinkedIn. So yeah, I don't remember which where we originally met, but okay. So what's your most important dream or goal? And I'd like you to just imagine that you're filling this out. Do you want to empower millions of people? Do you attract over $7 million with a single presentation or something else? Those are two things I've done, and those are the things I love to help people to do. Titanic trap number one. Most speakers and entrepreneurs make the same mistake and it sinks their business, trying to be all things to all people. So, in your own mind or on a piece of paper, on a scale of 1 to 10, one is I never do that. So, I'm attracting high paying clients easily and regularly. And 10 is this Titanic trap might actually be sinking my success. Give yourself a number. Titanic trap one, trying to be all things to all people, often due to desperation to get clients quickly. So if someone says, my niche is women who are going through change, that is still billions of people in the world. You know how many people I had in my group you know how many people I started with when I attracted 2 million people on a Facebook group for marriage equality in 2010? I started with 100 people in the world.
Wow.
So like super, super, and you know, when I got $7 million, how many people were in that niche? Do you know? Attracted $7 million with a single presentation. There was one person in that niche in the world. One person. So you want to become the world's leading expert in your field. And the secret is this. You narrow your field until you are the only one in it. And that's one of the biggest challenges for spiritual people because we want to help everybody. But the weirdest secret and the most powerful secret of marketing is do not be all things to all people. Become the world's leading expert in your field. Choose a niche that has 100 people in it or less to start. And then if they love it, they'll refer you to other people. So we can talk about hub marketing in the future because that's how to make that really powerful. Track number two, no clear niche or a huge niche such as women who are stressed and going through change, which is like all women pretty much, right? So on a scale of 1, whereas I attract high paying clients regularly due to a crystal clear niche, I never have that problem, to 10, this Titanic trap could be sinking my success. Give yourself a number. Titanic trap number 3, a boring brand, such as your name in your URL. A lot of speakers do that. Don't do that. A confusing brand name or a message that's all about you, who you are, and what you do. And if you're doing this, don't feel bad. 98% of people do the exact same mistakes. And that's often due to a need for understanding of the psychology of branding. Super specific and crystal clear, not boring branding. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you do that? Titanic trap number 4, procrastinating doing the highest value things, such as networking, producing videos, cold calling, and following up, often due to low confidence or fear of rejection. So Titanic trap number 4, procrastination, and that can also mean shiny object syndrome. Oh wait, no, that's number 5. So we'll get into that in a minute. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is I never do that. I attract high paying clients quickly and easily. 10 is this Titanic trap could be sinking my success. Give yourself a number. And Titanic track 5 is shiny object syndrome. That's changing niches, products, and focus before you get a chance to actually succeed at anything, usually due to either anxiety and or boredom. And anxiety can often come from fear of rejection as well. That was one I struggled with for years. I've struggled with all of these in the past, and some of them I still have to like go, oh my God, I got a new idea this morning. I'm writing it down. I'm not going to run off in a new direction and do something new. Okay, 3 golden helicopters to free your superpowers and take you to the beach of bliss. So we're going to get you off of the Titanic. We're going to get you onto the beach of bliss. One is a message to get clients you love. So golden helicopter number 1. Do you have an inspiring message that empowers you to get clients you love, who pay you well, who give you great testimonials and give you great referrals? So 1 is yes, that's why I attract high-paying clients easily and regularly. Or 10 is I would love help to create an inspiring message and get clients easily. Hopefully the work we're going to do with the interview is going to help with that. Golden Helicopter 1 example. How do you like our vision to empower over 1 billion people to speak, inspire, and prosper and create a kinder, greener, LGBT-friendlier world for all? So give yourself a mark on a scale of 1 to 10. Golden Helicopter number 2. Do you have an so you want to create something like that, create your own vision that's so crystal clear that you're going to know instantly when you achieve it. Do you have an inspiring marketing system that empowers you to get clients you love, who pay you well, give you great testimonials, and give you great referrals? So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate yourself. Here's golden helicopter example number 2. Would you like to speak, inspire, and prosper so you can get clients you love, thrive and change lives, make great money by inspiring and empowering people, build trust and rapport, save time, attract high-paying VIP clients, top talent, and or investors, and other. Right? So you want to have marketing like that really draws people in. I've honed that message over the years and done a lot of research, and those are the things that my ideal clients love to learn and the things that I love to help them with. Golden helicopter number 3. So imagine you're on the Titanic, or part of you is on the Titanic, and you're trying to save this part of you on the Titanic, and all of a sudden there's this golden helicopter that comes from out of nowhere, out of what seems like another dimension, because if you're on the Titanic, helicopters have not yet been invented. So you're like, what is this thing? Why should I trust it? Golden helicopter number 3. Do you have an inspiring daily magic and mindset practice that empowers you to get clients you love, who pay you well, give you great testimonials, and give you great referrals? So give yourself a rating out of 10. Yes, that's why I attract high-paying clients quickly and easily and regularly, or I would love help to create that. Okay. So golden helicopter, why is this doing this all of a sudden? It's not letting me scroll down. What's it doing? Oh, there it is. Okay, 1 second. I love tech. Here we go. Okay, golden helicopter number 3 example. This is something I'm going to ask you to do for a month and is an experiment and see how this goes. So put your hands on your heart and try this. Smile, a slow, relaxed smile. Slow your breathing. See things going well. So imagine that you're near that money mountain. If you like really rich, vivid imagery, or if you prefer something practical, think about you doing exactly what you love to do the most, and that your client, your audience member is lighting up and looking so excited. And it's almost like you can see the light bulbs coming on, and you hear them say, "Thank you so much." Maybe you even feel them give you a hug or a high five, or maybe you just get tears in your eyes because you feel the difference that you're making. And say, it's safe for me to speak, inspire, and prosper. It's safe for me to speak, inspire, and prosper. It's safe for me to speak, inspire, and prosper. I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. I deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. And I can learn to speak, inspire, and prosper. I can learn to speak, inspire, and prosper. I can learn to speak, inspire, and prosper. Okay, we're going to do this verbally. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did you like this masterclass? Not just this part, but the whole thing today. And would you like to join our affiliate program and earn 25% for all referrals up to $9 million per client? Yes, I have one of the world's highest ticket. I think it's the world's highest ticket mentoring program. And the reason is because we can save more lives of bullied LGBTQ youth the more money we attract. So I am very happy to receive
I
up to
forgot.
$36 million per year.
I have a song I have to send you
Okay, cool.
about the audacity movement. I made it with AI,
Oh,
and I
cool.
need you to tell me whether it's better with the man singing or better with the woman singing. But it's about that. It's about bullying. It's about
Oh,
not tolerating it anymore.
right. Yes. So I want to
Yes.
have places for LGBTQ youth and seniors and everybody in between, people with disabilities, people who need a safe place so everyone can be themselves, be safe, be loved, and belong. So I am attracting in prosperity with your help and sharing it with you so that everyone can have that beautiful home that they love. So how did you like this masterclass on a scale of 1 to 10? And what did you like and how can we improve it? I'm going to stop sharing and would love your feedback. Thank you for staying the extra 10 minutes. And what did you like, first of all? And then we'll talk about how to improve it.
Okay. What I love about this is that I grew up in a world where people tried to tell you you couldn't do anything except dot 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 whatever it was that you wanted to be. I want to run a resort hotel. Oh, no, 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 but you can be a waitress, and you could be a maid, you could be a secretary. I wanted to be, Fantasy Island.
Yeah,
I wanted to be that guy, only the female version.
the
I
plane,
want
him, the one, it was, which
No,
one?
not Hervé. I wanted to be
Okay.
Ricardo Montalban. I wanted to be the female version of Ricardo Montalban in the suit, welcoming people to this beautiful island resort. That's what I wanted.
You
I
can.
loved Fantasy Island. I was in fifth grade. They said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" That was my number one.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I'm getting tingles down my spine. You're meant to do it.
So,
Do it. Do it.
so I haven't
You
told
can.
you this whole thing, the whole last year that brought me to you and everything, and I didn't know you were in Costa Rica at the time. This whole thing has rekindled. When my daughter was a teenager, we actually planned the resort
Wow.
and where it was going to be. But I didn't ask the right questions. I thought it was way out of my league. I need to make millions and millions of dollars before I could get there. But when I asked the right question, which was, what is actually for sale right now in the area that I want to buy? And Sharon, it was $1.2 million now. My daughter is 43 now. We had this idea when she was 16. It probably was only like $100,000 then. We could have done it in a heartbeat, but I was asking
Mm,
the wrong questions.
wow.
When you ask the right
What's
questions,
what's the question you're asking now? How do I
how
do
can
this?
I how can I get the $1.2 million? And guess
Yeah.
what happened? Then I met you. Right when I started asking, how can I? How can I get that
Yes.
$1.2 million?
Wow, because this fits with the
Yeah, this
vision
fits
of
the
the
whole
outstanding kind
vision.
communities.
And
Yeah.
I will send you the song on WhatsApp. I have two versions.
Nice. I have a ton of investors. So again, that goes back to speaking to funders, right?
Yeah.
I know people who own retreat centers here and who I don't think they paid for it themselves necessarily. They got investors on board. So it doesn't even have to be your money.
I never even thought about investors. I
See?
was,
Yeah,
and
I know we're not taught this because women and LGBT people are not usually taught that we have access to capital. We do. There are a lot of people out there right now desperately looking for where can they invest money. And some of them focus actually on women and LGBTQ people. Some of them are women and LGBTQ people, and they want to make a difference. There's a whole Angels group, which, you know, we go to them with a dream and a
I want to be
plan.
a angel.
Yeah.
Before,
It's
remember
called
how I said I
Angels,
was going to support? Maybe I could become a angel.
right? Yeah, there's founders and there's out investors. There's a few different LGBT groups.
Well,
So anybody who's out,
you know
yeah,
what's funny because I have a deep voice. I'm an alto.
yeah,
Um,
me too.
there has always been this perception about me. Everybody always thought. I mean, even when I was in school,
Okay,
I
I'm
I hung out
noticing just one second.
I
I'm
hung out with
noticing
the five
Birdie's body
lesbians.
language, so I want to wrap this up and then we'll have a
Yeah,
bit of
yeah, yeah. Let's go.
a
Let's
chat
go. I'm
afterwards.
sorry.
Okay. Any suggestions for so you love it because it's opened up your dream again? Yeah?
Yes, yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wow. Okay,
It's aligning with
now you
my
have a
dream.
method to make that happen,
Yeah,
right?
it's aligning with my dream. It's like the pieces of the map were missing, and this is
Yeah.
a piece of the map.
Sweet. Nice. Okay. Tour guide to Money Mountains. All right. Birdie, what did you like best about today? Thanks, man.
You made me think. You made me think, and you cleared a couple of questions that I should have asked myself a long time ago. But so that helped a lot. I'm certain it's going to be interesting the next 2 days. But I want to conclude by once again saying that Sharon, I know I messed up. We had an appointment and I couldn't make it, but I would really love to have a one-on-one with you, sharing with you what I have created, because we might find that could be of beneficial to both of us. So I would like to share that with you
Cool.
and that we discuss
So
it.
just so you know, the way that I work is I do have some programs where there are there's a prosperity partnership, right? So there's you invest a base rate because I find that people who invest, the people who pay attention and they invest in their success and then they become successful. And so that's the way that I work, and I can do partial profit sharing as long as someone invests in their success. So we're going to talk about that over the next couple of days. So that's awesome. Looking forward to hearing more about your idea because I am open to prosperity partnerships as long as you invest in your success because I'm taking you to new levels, right? And I want to make sure that that's a win for everybody. And I have learned the hard way that if I want to save lives of more youth, I need to make sure that I take care of that, that everything I do is a win-win-win. Okay, any suggestions to make it even better? And I'll stop recording so you feel more comfortable sharing.
Oh,
Thanks to
Oh,
everybody who's watching, everybody
yeah.
who's watching this later. Thank you so much for participating. If you want to get more, you can either click the link below or you can go to speakinspire.com. Thanks.